architecture. The cross-section of Shiva Temple. The architecture of Prambanan Temple follows the typical Hindu architecture traditions based on Vastu Shastra. The temple design incorporated mandala temple plan arrangements and also the typical high towering spires of Hindu temples. Prambanan was originally named Shivagrha and dedicated to the god Shiva. The temple was designed to mimic Meru, the holy mountain, the abode of Hindu gods, and the home of Shiva. The whole temple complex is a model of the Hindu universe according to Hindu cosmology and the layers of Loka. Just like Borobudur, Prambanan also recognizes the hierarchy of the temple zones, span from the less holy to the holiest realms. Each Hindu and Buddhist concept has its own terms, but the concepts are essentially identical. Either the compound site plan, horizontally, or the temple structure, vertically, consists of three zones. Burlika, in Buddhism, Kamadatu, the lowest realm of common mortals, humans, animals also demons, where humans are still bound by their lust, desire and unholy way of life. The outer courtyard and the foot, base, part of each temple is symbolized the realm of Burlika. Uvarlika, in Buddhism, Rupadatu, the middle realm of holy people, occupied by rishis, ascetics, and lesser gods. People here begin to see the light of truth. The middle courtyard and the body of each temple symbolizes the realm of Uvarlika. Svarlika, in Buddhism, Arupadatu, the highest and holiest realm, reserved for the gods. Also known as Svargalika. The inner courtyard and the roof of each temple symbolizes the realm of Svarlika. The roof of Prambanan temples are adorned and crowned with Ratna, Sanskrit, jewel. The shape of Prambanan Ratna took the altered form of Vatra that represent diamonds. In ancient Java temple architecture, Ratna is a Hindu counterpart of the Buddhist stupa, and served as the temple's pinnacle. During the restoration, a well which contains a Pripit stone casket was discovered under the center of the Shiva temple. The main temple has a well 5.75 meters deep in which a stone casket was found on top a pile of charcoal, earth, and remains of burnt animal bones. Sheets of gold leaves with the inscription Varuna, god of the sea, and Parvata, god of the mountains, were found here. The stone casket contained sheets of copper, charcoal, ashes, earth, 20 coins, jewels, glass, pieces of gold and silver leaves, seashells and 12 gold leaves, which were cut in the shapes of a turtle, naga serpent, padma, altar, and an egg. Reliefs. Ravana kidnapping Sita while the Jatayunda left trying to help her. Prambanan bas-relief. Ramayana and Bhagavata Purana. The temple is adorned with panels of narrative bas-reliefs telling the story of the Hindu epic Ramayana and Bhagavata Purana. The narrative bas-relief panels were carved along the inner balustrades wall on the gallery around the three main temples. The narrative panels on the balustrade read from left to right. The story starts from the east entrance where visitors turn left and move around the temple gallery in a clockwise direction. This conforms with Pradaksina, the ritual of circumambulation performed by pilgrims who move in a clockwise direction while keeping the sanctuary to their right. The story of Ramayana starts on Shiva temple balustrade and continues to Brahma temple. On the balustrades in Vishnu temple there is series of bas-relief panels depicting the stories of Lord Krishna from Bhagavata Purana. The bas-relief of Ramayana illustrate how Sita, the wife of Rama, is abducted by Ravana. The monkey king Hanuman brings his army to help Rama and rescue Sita. This story is also shown by the Ramayana ballet, regularly performed at full moon at Trimurti Open Air Theatre on the west side of the illuminated Prambanan complex. Local police, Brahmins, and Devatas. On the other side of the narrative panels, the temple wall along the gallery was adorned with statues and reliefs of Devatas and Brahmin sages. The figures of Lokapalas, the celestial guardians of directions, can be found in Shiva temple. The Brahmin sage editors of Veda were carved on Brahma temple wall, while in Vishnu temple the figures of male deities devatas are flanked by two Zara. Prambanan panel, lion and niche flanked by two Kalpataru trees, each flanked by a pair of kinnaras or animals. Prambanan panel, lion and Kalpataru. The lower outer wall of these temples was adorned with a row of small niches containing an image of Sinha, a lion, flanked by two panels depicting bountiful Kalpataru, Kalpavriksha trees. These wish-fulfilling sacred trees, according to Hindu Buddhist belief, are flanked on either side by kinnaras or animals, such as pairs of birds, deer, sheep, monkeys, horses, elephants, etc. The pattern of lion in niche flanked by Kalpataru trees is typical in the Prambanan temple compound, thus it is called the Prambanan panel. The Rarajangarang legend. Main article, Bro_Jangarang. The multitude of temples scattered around Prambanan inspired the local legend of Rarajangarang. The popular legend of Rarajangarang is what connects the site of the Ratu Boko Palace, the origin of the Durga statue in the northern cell chamber of the main shrine, and the origin of the Sewu temple complex nearby. The legend tells the story about Prince Bandang Bondowoso, who fell in love with Princess Rarajangarang, the daughter of King Boko. But the princess rejected his proposal of marriage because Bandang Bondowoso had killed King Boko and ruled her kingdom. Bandang Bondowoso insisted on the union, and finally Rarajangarang was forced to agree to a union in marriage, but she posed one impossible condition: Bandang must build her 1,000 temples in only one night. The prince entered into meditation and conjured up a multitude of supernatural beings from the earth. Helped by these spirits, he succeeded in building 999 temples. When the prince was about to complete the condition, the princess woke her palace maids and ordered the women of the village to begin pounding rice and set a fire in the east of the temple, attempting to make the prince and the spirits believe that the sun was about to rise. As the conchs began to crow, fooled by the light and the sounds of daybreak, the supernatural helpers fled back into the ground. The prince was furious about the trick, and in revenge he cursed Rarajangarang, turning her to stone. She became the last and the most beautiful of the 1,000 statues. According to the traditions, the unfinished 1,000th temple created by the demons become the Sewu temple compounds nearby. Sewu means thousands in Japanese, and the princess is the image of Durga in the north cell of the Shiva temple at Prambanan, which is still known as Rarajangarang or Slender Maiden. Other temples around Prambanan. Temples and archaeological sites in Prambanan Plain. Sewu Buddhist temple within Prambanan Archaeological Park connected with local Rarajangarang legend. The Prambanan Plain spans between the southern slopes of Merapi volcano in the north and the Sewu mountain range in the south, near the present border Yogyakarta province and Kelatan Regency, Central Java. Apart from the Rarajangarang complex, the Prambanan Plain, valley and hills around it is the location of some of the earliest Buddhist temples in Indonesia. Not far to the north are found the ruins of Buddha Temple, Lambang Temple, and Sewu Temple. Further east is found Plausan Temple. To the west are found Kalasan Temple and Sari Temple, and further to the west is Sanbai Sari Temple. While to the south the Ratu Boko compound is on higher ground. The discoveries of archaeological sites scattered only a few miles away suggest that this area was an important religious, political, and urban center. North of the Rarajangarang complex, Lambang, Buddhist style, consisting of one main temple surrounded by 16 smaller ones. Candi Bubra, Buddhist temple, rebuilt between 2013 and 2017. Sewu, Buddhist temple complex, older than Rarajangarang. A main sanctuary surrounded by many smaller temples. Well-preserved guardian statues, replicas of which stand in the central courtyard at the Jogjugrad. Candi Morandam, Hindu temple complex buried several meters under volcanic ashes, located northwest from Prambanan. Candi Plausen. Buddhist, probably 9th century. Thought to have been built by a Hindu king for his Buddhist queen. Two main temples with reliefs of Bodhisattva and Tara also rose up slender stupas. South of the Rakai complex. Ratu Boko. Complex of fortified gates, bathing pools, and elevated walled stone enclosure, all located on top of the hill. Sewu, Buddhist temple decorated with reliefs concerning education. The basin staircase are decorated with animal fables. Bangunibo, a Buddhist temple with unique design of roof. Larong, a Hindu temple complex with large stepped stone courtyard, located on the slope of the hill. Ijo, a cluster of Hindu temple located near the top of Ijo Hill. The main temple houses a large lingam and yoni. Arkabagaisen. 7 Buddha and Bodhisattva statues, some collapsed, representing different poses and expressions. West of the Rakai complex. Kalisan. 8th century Buddhist temple built in commemoration of the marriage of a king and his princess bride, ornamented with finely carved reliefs. Sori. Once a sanctuary for Buddhist priests. 8th century. 9 stupas at the top with 2 rooms beneath, each believed to be places for priests to meditate. Sambaisari. 9th century Hindu temple discovered in 1966, once buried 6.5 meters under volcanic ash. The main temple houses a linga and yoni, and the walls around it displayed the images of Agastya, Durga, and Ganesha. Jabang. A small Hindu temple discovered in 1937 located near the Yogyakarta Northern Ring Road. The temple displays the statue of Ganesha, an interesting carving of faces on the roof section. Kandigana. Rich in statues, bas-reliefs and sculpted stones. Frequent representations of children or dwarfs with raised hands. Located in the middle of a housing complex under restoration since 1997. Candi Ketelan. Discovered in 1994 by sand diggers, 4 meters deep. Square base of main temple visible. Secondary temples not yet fully excavated.